Hello and welcome to our live yin yoga. We're doing a yin instead of restorative this month for unconditional love. This will be our last class in our series of classes on unconditional love. I don't know about you guys, but I have been just loving, sorry for saying love so much, the yoga nidra for unconditional love, which I think, no, that wasn't last week's. Maybe it was the week before. But I've been doing it every single day after lunch. I just am in love with that one. I love it so much. So I'm going to pull up the YouTube live stream and see who's here joining us and say hello. Let me know where you're joining us from. And then we'll be getting started in about 5 minutes. We are running a little bit behind. Let us know how the sound is. That would be great. And let's see. Let's see if we're live here. Yes, we are. It says 30 minutes, but we're going to be 60 minutes. Okay, I need to turn my volume off. And Tim is here, by the way, looking after your comments. He will look up after comments throughout. Once we start the practice, I'll be focusing on the practice, obviously. And then we'll be able to come back and have some questions and comments afterwards. And hear about your practice and take any questions. And then I'll look at and respond to your comments again. So I'm Melissa, and I am from beautiful British Columbia. We live in Victoria, BC on Vancouver Island. And it is a beautiful blue sky day here, and the weather is definitely warming up here. It is definitely hot. And so you probably don't see me very often in short sleeves because it's a very temperate climate here. We actually live in a temperate rainforest. So very nice, warm day here. Okay, so hello, Pascal. Welcome. Hello, Nisi. Hello, Hannah. Violette, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. Hello, Rebecca. Rebecca is in Maryland, and thanks, Rebecca, for letting us know that the sound is fine. And that is who is with us today. So maybe a little quieter today. Summer, we're going into a long weekend, well, kind of a long weekend. We have Canada Day here on July the 1st. So on July the 1st here, we celebrate Canada Day. So I noticed even yesterday people were getting geared up for summer holidays now. So could be a little bit quieter. Oh, here comes everybody. Okay, Sabina, welcome to Sabina from Colombia. Hello, Anya, thank you for joining us. Hello, Tanya. Tanya says hello to you too, Tim. Tanya's here from Belgrade.
Hi, everyone.
Belgrade. And she says it's hot for her too right now. Hello, Natalie. And Natalie says hello to everybody. Yeah, it's really nice if you guys can say hi to each other in the comments. Oh, more and more people are coming now. I was getting a little worried there at the beginning. So nice to say hello to you guys at the beginning. Hello, Sally. Nice to see you. So I have a question for you guys at the beginning. I need your advice and I need your help. This is maybe a little, no, it's probably not. So I have I think people call them different things in different places, but I have a little canker, cold sore on the inside of my mouth, just on the inside of my lip. And I think it's from eating too many of those little delicious cherry tomatoes. Those little tomatoes, we've been putting them on salads. They're so good. And so guys, put in the ladies, I just see all ladies here. Can you put in the comments some advice for me on how to get rid of them? Because it hurts. It hurts to talk to you guys right now. And this morning I was eating my breakfast, and because it's sticking out, I actually bit down on it, which hurt so much. So just give me some advice to put on how to heal that. What I've done so far this morning, I just swished with salt water, and that felt better, but I feel like I probably have to do that a lot, which I will, but let me know your best advice. I know you guys are all so good at natural medicine and remedies, and if you know teas or tinctures or homeopathics or whatever, tell me, okay? Put them in the comments and let me know, and I will take your advice. Okay, So, Barbara saw me. Hello, Barbara. So nice to see you here today. Cheryl, nice to see you. So many of our members are here today. It's nice to see everybody. Donna S. Donna Swaby is also a member. Welcome. Pascal saying it's very hot in France too right now. Patrick wants to know if this practice is going to be okay for his back. I will make sure to give modifications for your back. I'm just taking a quick look over the class. It's for the heart meridian. So actually just taking a quick look at the class. Yes, this is going to be a fine. I'm not really sure exactly what's going on with your back. That's what I'm about to say. Thanks, hon. So I don't know exactly what the issue is with your back. So it's always good to check with your medical doctor, find out what's going on, and the best thing that I recommend you do when you talk to your medical doctor is ask your doctor, what movements should I avoid? And then when you come to your yoga mat, you know how to look after yourself and you know what movements not to do so that you don't make your back condition worse. I mean, when we talk about back, it's a very large area of your body, right? It goes from your neck all the way down to your tailbone. So there's a large area that we could be talking about. So remember, you are your best teacher. Don't do anything that gives you sharp shooting pains, any electric pains, anything sharp shooting. Just make sure you don't do anything like that when you're practicing yoga. So that is my best advice for you. Hi, Elka. Welcome. Elka is here from Holland. Strawberries can help? Oh, interesting. Strawberries does sound like a nice option. Okay, keep giving me... Oh, I've never heard... Okay, effervescent aspirin. What does that mean, effervescent? Is it like... Okay. To wash the mouth. Does effervescent mean that it's liquid, maybe? Okay, tell me what that means, Pascal. Hello, Denise. Hello, Donna. Hello, Rasha. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Donna said she had thunderstorms overnight, but it's more manageable now. Interesting thing, when we lived on the other side of Canada, on the east coast in Ontario, we used to get thunderstorms all the time. And actually, I used to dread summer because of the thunderstorms. They used to give me the worst migraines. And then when we moved here, we've been here for 6 years. I think I can count that we've had 3 thunderstorms in 6 years. It's so nice. Yeah, whenever there's a thunderstorm here, people all get out of their houses and they drive down to the ocean and watch them. It's amazing. Oh, okay, tea tree oil. That's a good idea. Yeah, we have that. So Pascal, give me good advice. Do I just put it like on a Q-tip and then probably dab it on it? That makes sense. Let me know in the comments. Hi, Deborah. Welcome. Everybody's giving me advice on what to do for a cold sore in my mouth. So if you have any natural remedies, just let me know in the comments. Hi, Tanya, Deborah. Hello, Mark. Maya Keto, I think. Maya Keto. I think that's how I pronounce your name. Oh, okay. Donna S. is saying it's soluble aspirin. And Deborah's saying sores in the mouth is linked to tiredness. Oh, it's probably true. I've been pushing myself pretty hard lately. Tim can tell you, I've been so diligent and so disciplined lately. Every morning I've been writing between the hours of 9 and 11. I've been writing my book. So I'm so proud of myself. But then it means that I'm working longer later in the day because I still have to do all my work in the day, right? So probably working, 2 hours later in the day than I normally would. And we've been going to the gym too. So trying to fit a lot in. So Deborah, you are right. I need to rest. Hello, Caroline. Caroline, welcome from Wisconsin. So what time are we at here? Okay, we got on a little late, but it's so nice to welcome all of you. And I'm going to close this chat down now so you can continue to say hello. Thank you so much. Sage tea, and rinse your mouth several times during the day. Ooh, we have sage. We've been growing sage. This is a 60-minute class. There's conflicting information in the show notes, I recognize. It's a 60-minute class. I think some of the information when it got cut and paste didn't get changed from last week. So 60-minute class, 60-minute yin. Thank you, Tanya. I have sage, and I will make it into a tea, and I will rinse my mouth. I can do that. So much good advice. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. You guys are I'll let you know how it goes on healing the cold sore in my mouth. And Deborah, I will get more rest. Tomorrow is going to be a rest day for sure. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to turn on airplane mode. Well, I just want to let you guys know too, I got a rather nasty comment the other day on YouTube about me checking my phone all the time when I teach restorative in yin. I think most of you know, I'm not like checking texts or Instagram or anything. I use a timer. And it's called Insight Timer. I highly recommend it. It's got beautiful bells. That's all I'm doing. So I know defense is the first sign of war, but I really just felt like defending myself on that one. I felt really kind of beat up on that comment. It was really cruel. So, shall we, everybody? Hello, Jennifer from Italy. Hello, Anise from Amsterdam. Are we still on this one? I don't mind. Okay. Are you going to make another version that's going to be shorter without the intro and outro for people after? No, we'll just put the time mark where we start? Okay. Okay, so hello and welcome to this yin yoga for unconditional love. Today's class is going to be a 60-minute class. You're going to need a bolster and a couple of blocks for this class. 60 minutes. Look after yourself. Modify as you need to. I'll give lots of options going through. And we're going to start in supported fish. So I've got two options for you on this depending on how you're feeling. One option would be you can use your bolster. This is a little bit softer. So you can rest over your bolster like this. If you have low back issues, you can lie with your knees bent. You could even do a bound angle version of supported fish with blocks under your knees here. If you would like a more intense version of fish, less soft, you're going to be in this pose for 5 minutes, by the way, that will help you make your decision. With the blocks. Okay, so depending on what you feel like today, you're going to choose your appropriate edge. And as I said, you're going to be in this pose for 5 minutes. So what would it be like to love yourself without conditions? Without creating a set of conditions that you have to fulfill in order to love yourself? Without needing others to behave in a certain way in order to feel lovable? Can you love yourself when you feel you do not fulfill certain tasks? Can you be kind to yourself no matter what the external circumstances? This is unconditional love, and this is love that goes beyond self-love. In today's class, we're going to focus on your heart meridian. Your heart meridian has 3 branches. Each branch begins in your actual heart. One runs down through your diaphragm into your small intestine. Another one runs through your throat and your tongue, and it meets your eyes. And the third runs across your chest and down your inner arm, and it ends at the tip of your little finger. And that's the one, the inner arm one is the one we'll be focusing on most today. And the one that runs up the center of your body through your heart. Okay, so you're going to very carefully make your way off your bolsters or your blocks. And we'll just lie back on the ground and feel the flow of chi through your body. Okay, and then let's just take a moment to clear our space before we do the next pose, because you're not going to need these props for the next one. And then you're going to start on all fours. And you're going to walk your knees over to your right side. Lower your left hips to the ground. You're going to take your left arm out to the side. Lower the left side of your head to the ground. And then you're in broken wing pose. So again, we're going for sensation on the inside of the arm, but also the heart meridian runs up the inside of the body here. So you'll be getting that sensation there as well. We're going to be in this pose for 5 minutes. So let's remember the principles of yin when we come into broken wing pose here. When we come into the pose, we're going to love ourselves unconditionally by choosing an appropriate edge. So that's by coming into the pose deeply enough so that we pull and pressurize the tissues to allow for the flow of chi in the meridians, but not so deeply that we won't be able to soften, be still, or stay for a while. And as I said, we'll be in this pose for 5 minutes. And remember that when we stay for a while, we have a choice about where we're going to place our attention. And this is part of offering ourselves unconditional love, knowing that there's not always one way of how to do things, that we always have a choice. So we can place our attention on our breathing. We can place our attention on the sensations in our body. We can place our attention on the support of the earth underneath us. So feeling all the parts of our body that are in contact with the ground and allowing our body to yield into that and be supported by that. We can ground ourselves in the present moment by opening our eyes and naming objects that we see in the room. We can ground ourselves in the present moment. We can place our attention with a mantra. One of the mantras that I love the most is others feel this too. So especially when I'm feeling really discursive and I might be judging myself for having certain emotions or experiences, then I can know that I'm never alone in my experience, that other people in the world are experiencing this too. Others feel this too. Whatever I'm going through, I'm never the only one. It tends to be that we isolate ourselves in our experiences of suffering, and it's just not true. We're way more connected than we are separate. And that sense of isolation adds to our feeling of isolation. So that mantra I find very helpful because it brings us back to that sense of connection. And it brings us into the present moment too. Others feel this too. Okay, so let's make our way out of this broken wing pose, and we'll just come onto our backs and feel the rebound. And then we're going to do that pose on the other side. So this time you're going to walk your legs over to the right. I switched sides, so it's the other side, right? And then you're going to lower the left, then you're going to lower your right arm down. And the right side of your head. And rest your left hand. You're going to be here for 5 minutes. So remember to choose that appropriate edge, to soften and be still. And with the mindfulness aspect of yin, choosing where you're going to place your attention. Another place you can put your attention that I like to do is feeling the textures of your clothes against your skin. Maybe the texture of your mat and the texture of the ground. So tactile sensation is another way to bring your attention into the present moment. Let there be space between your teeth so your jaw is relaxed, your neck is long. Notice how that affects the yin quality of the pose, the emptiness, the receptive quality of the pose. Okay, we're going to make our way from this pose to lie on our back to feel the rebound. Okay, our next pose, you're going to have two choices and options. You're going to be in the pose for 5 minutes, but you can come out if you need to. You can take a break. You're going to do seal or sphinx. And let me show you the option if you're doing sphinx. I think Deborah, who's here, reminded me of this option the other day. For sphinx, for this one, you can put your head on a block. This is a nice option, especially if you have neck issues. Okay. You can also put a bolster underneath you here to support you. And for seal, you can press up here. Okay. Or you can do a very nice version here where you're just taking a more restorative version on your hand on your forehead on your backs of your hands. That would be nice too. Okay. So choose your own adventure here. For sphinx, you have your elbows under your shoulders. There's a little bit of pressure on the kidneys, but no sharp shooting pain, nothing electric, nothing buzzy or nervy. For sphinx, you have your arms out wider and you're pressing yourself up. Okay, so you're choosing your own version. And while you're in this pose, I'm going to read you a poem. This poem is called Last Night as I Was Sleeping by Antonio Machado, and this is a poem that Magdalena introduced to me. She's a member of ours, a Spanish poet. So I really appreciate it when you guys introduce me to poets that I don't know. It's wonderful. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Last night as I was sleeping, I dreamt marvelous error that a spring was breaking out in my heart. Last night as I was sleeping, I dreamt marvelous error that a spring was breaking out in my heart. I said, along which secret aqueduct, O water, are you coming to me? Water of new life that I have never drunk. Last night, as I was sleeping, I dreamt marvelous error that I had a beehive here inside my heart, and the golden bees were making white combs and sweet honey from my old failure. Last night, as I was sleeping, I dreamt marvelous error that I had a beehive here inside my heart, and the golden bees were making white combs and sweet honey from my old failures. Last night, as I was sleeping, I dreamt marvelous error that a fiery sun was giving light inside my heart. It was fiery because I felt warmth as from a hearth, and sun because it gave light and brought tears to my eyes. Last night, as I was sleeping, I dreamt marvelous error that a fiery sun was giving light inside my heart. It was fiery because I felt warmth as from a hearth, and sun because it gave light and brought tears to my eyes. Last night as I slept, I dreamt marvelous error that it was God I had here inside my heart. Last night as I slept, I dreamt marvelous error that it was God I had here inside my heart. I've got about a minute left in this pose. See if you can soften. Okay, then you're going to slowly lower down and just feel the chi moving in your body. Can you pass me a chair for the next pose? Thanks. Okay, for the next pose, we're going to do half heart melting pose. I'm going to show you an option in a chair, but you can do it on the ground like this, which can be quite intense. Or you can use a chair. Where you go like this, which is a lot less intense. So you cross one arm over, rest your forehead on the arm, take your arm across. So choose your own variation on heart melting pose. You're going to be here for 5 minutes. You're going to take your right arm out long first. It would be actually more ideal if you turned your chair like this, so you could have your arm straight out. So the back of the chair is not blocking your arm. So I have, and make sure you choose an appropriate edge. So be soft in your joints. Be soft in your joints, especially your shoulders, your neck, be soft. And you don't have to go super deep into this pose, even with the chair version. So I have a quote for you in this pose. It's by Pema Chodron. I think it's from my favorite book by Pema Chodron called Start Where You Are. And this quote is probably one of my favorite quotes as well. We already have everything we need. There's no need for self-improvement. All these trips we lay on ourselves, the heavy-duty fearing that we're bad, the hoping that we're good, the identities that we so desperately cling to, the rage, the jealousy, the addictions of all kinds, they never touch our basic wealth. They're like clouds that temporarily block the sun. But all the time, our warmth and brilliance are right here. This is who we really are. We are one blink of an eye away from being fully awake. We already have everything we need. There is no need for self-improvement. All these trips we lay on ourselves, the heavy-duty fearing that we're bad, the hoping that we're good, the identities we so dearly cling to, the rage, the jealousy, the addiction of all kinds, never touch our basic wealth. They are like clouds that temporarily block the sun, but all the time our warmth and brilliance are right here. This is who we really are. We are one blink of an eye away from being fully awake. So you have about 2 minutes left in this pose. See if you can soften. And ask yourself, where are you placing your attention in this pose? On sensations in your body, on your breathing, on the support of your props. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and release this pose from your body, and you're going to feel the flow of chi. And while we're releasing on this side, to give yourself a little break on this big pose, you could give this video a like and you could subscribe to the channel, and you could put I have everything I need in the comments. That would be great, especially if you're watching on the rebroadcast. And while we're in the feeling your rebound on your back here, I'll just say that unconditional love was one of the main themes in our fire element retreat that we just finished in our membership community. It was a 6-day online retreat, which many of the people who were here took part in. And it's all archived. All the videos are there for you, all the recipes and meditations, and all the days are laid out for you. So if that's something that's of interest to you too, that's available for you, along with loads of other things that we do together in our membership community. Okay, let's go ahead and do heart melting pose on the other side. This is also going to be for 5 minutes. So this time you're going to have your left arm out, your right arm bent. Rest your forehead on your arm. Open your chest to the ground. You want to feel that appropriate edge, but nothing funky happening in your neck. No sharp shooting pain. Nothing electric, nothing nervy. Soften through your armpits. Soften through your upper back. Soften through your neck. Reach your sit bones back and long, so your spine is long. Soften through your rib cage. Okay, very gently we'll make our way out of this melting heart pose. We'll come onto our backs to feel the rebound. Okay, from here we're going to do a reclined twist. So you can take your arms out into a soft T. Remember your heart meridian inside of your arm to your little pinky finger. And from your heart down to your small intestines. You're going to bend your knees, press into your feet, take them over to the right side of your mat, and then lower your knees over to the left side. And then we want to feel some pulling and pressurizing on that heart meridian here. You're going to be in this pose for 5 minutes. I have a poem for you in this pose called Everything is Free. This is a poem by George Eliot Clark. Wipe away tears, set free your fears, everything is free. Only the lonely need much money, everything is free. Don't try to bind the love you find, everyone is free. Your lovers, yours, surrender force, everyone is free. The sun melts down, spreads gold around, everything is free. The rain is spent lending flowers scent, everything is free. The love you live, the life you give, everything is free. Wipe away tears, set free your fears, everything is free. Only the lonely need much money, everything is free. Don't try to bind the love you find, everyone is free. Your lover's yours, surrender force, everyone is free. The sun melts down, spreads gold around, everything is free. The rain is spent, lending flowers scent, everything is free. The love you live, the life you give, everything is free. Okay, you're going to slowly make your way out of this reclined twist. Press into your feet, untuck your hips. And just rest on your back. Allow your spine to unravel. Feel the flow of chi. And then let's go ahead and come into this pose on the other side. Going to arms soft T, press into your feet, take your hips over to the left side, lower your knees down to your right side. And find that comfortable edge that you can soften into, be still and stay for a while. It can be useful to adjust your chest and turn it up towards the ceiling a little bit more. That can help you deepen into or come into the twist, especially to drop your left shoulder towards the ground a little bit more. Another way you can bring your focus into the present moment when your mind wanders is a beautiful practice of smiling to your heart. Because we're doing unconditional love, we'll just smile to your heart. So just literally smile to your heart. And notice how that affects the quality of the chi. Okay, we're going to come out of this twist. Press into your feet, untuck your hips. Let's give our spine a little chance to unravel. Feel the flow of chi. Okay, we're going to bookend our practice with a supported fish pose. So you can finish with the blocks in supported fish, or you can finish with the bolster in supported fish. So I'm going to set up the bolster. You're going to be in this pose for 5 minutes. Arms out to your side, and just to stimulate the heart meridian. Softening, you can continue to smile to your heart. You can rest back here. I'm going to sit up and read you a poem. So I chose this poem by Robert Bly because to me it speaks to wonder, and the wonder that's when we open ourselves to wonder, I feel like it also opens us up to unconditional love. So to me, wonder is a gateway to unconditional love. I think this poem also speaks to what happens when we rush and when we take on too much. We miss the wonder, and then we miss the unconditional love. So that's why I chose this. That's why I chose this poem. The Face in the Toyota by Robert Bly. Suppose you see a face in a Toyota one day, and you fall in love with that face, and it is her with a capital H. And the world rushes by like dust blown down a Montana street. And you fall upward into some deep hole, and you can't tell God from a grain of sand. And your life is changed, except that now you overlook even more than you did before. And these ignored things come to bury you, and you are crushed, and your parents can't help anymore. And the woman in the Toyota becomes part of the world that you don't see. And now the grain of sand becomes sand again, and you stand on some mountain road weeping. Suppose you see a face in a Toyota one day, and you fall in love with that face, and it is her. And the world rushes by like dust blown down a Montana street. And you fall upward into some deep hole, and you can't tell God from a grain of sand. And your life is changed. Except that now you overlook even more than you did before. And these ignored things come to bury you. And you are crushed. And your parents can't help anymore. And the woman in the Toyota becomes part of the world that you don't see. And now the grain of sand becomes sand again. And you stand on some mountain road weeping. Okay, so gradually allow your breath to deepen. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Can stretch out, but maybe you might want to make your way off the blocks or the bolster to do the stretch out. And then you can bend your knees, roll to your side. Take a pause there for a moment just to let your low back stretch a little bit after that. Just to do a little counter pose stretch for your low back after the fish pose. And then we'll make our way up to seated. We're going to close out by gathering the fruits of our practice first into ourselves, and then we will offer them out into the world. So there's this continual yin and yang, right? We gather in and then we offer out. We gather in, we offer out. So we can't be continually yang. We got to in and out, in and out. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to the happiness and freedom for all. So I'm going to stay and we'll have some conversation about today's class. I'll take any questions that you might have. But for those of you that are leaving now, I'm sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May your joy be as deep as our ocean. May you be as rooted as the old growth trees in our forest. And may you be as strong as our mountains. Om Shanti. Namaste. I have a gift for you today too. If you go to melissawest.com/staycation, I'll send you a 7-day at-home staycation. For our members, we have that wonderful fire element retreat that we just came through. And if you're not a member, you can message me and I'll let you know about that. Or you can go to my website and to find out more about that too. Okay, so let's go back to the comments. What did I ask you to put in the comments in the middle? I have everything I need in the comments. I'm going to go and pull up the YouTube comments. Whoops. I'm going to turn the... I'm getting an ad here. There they are. Okay, lots of thank yous from Bratmar, from Ali. Sally says, I have everything I need. Rebecca says, I have everything I need. Donna's going to have dinner because it's dinner time. So, my question for you today, I love poetry as a spiritual practice. And I think we had 3 poems in this class. We had the Toyota poem. We had the Robert Bly was the Toyota poem. And then we had the poem about the bees in the heart, which was the Antonio Machado poem. And then we also had the poem Everything is Free by George Eliot Clark. So my question to you is, which poem did you like the best and why? And also, a lot of people tell me they really like poems in my classes. And this is not about figuring out what the poems mean. This is not an English project. So my question for you is, how did those poems make you feel? How did they make you feel? What qualities? Tim's like, Tim's like doing like this. Tim never wants to talk about feelings. Sorry. Yeah, because I think they're about the feelings that they evoke in you, the felt tone. So that's what I would like to know. So, and he says, I drive a Toyota. So we drive a Toyota too. We love our Toyota. We have a Yaris. Tanya says, I have everything I need. Sabina says, thank you. Axel says, I have everything I need. L. Donovan says, thank you. I'm pleased that I stayed. I'm glad that you stayed as well. Marquetta says, thank you for this wonderful class. Wonderful for the waning part of my day. I really love practicing yin yoga at the waning part of my day too. I find for me, 5 to 7 p.m. is the sweet spot for me for yin yoga. I would love to know for you too, what is the sweet spot for you when you like to practice yin yoga in your day? Al Donovan said, the Toyota one was weird. It didn't make sense to me. Yeah, that's okay. You can have poems that don't make sense, and they can just let you go. You can just let them go. I think I like poems that are a little more abstract. So I tend to choose poems like that are a little more abstract. And everybody's going to have their own taste in poems, just like you have your own taste in decorating, your own taste in clothes, your own taste in food. So it's great that there are so many poets to fill everybody's needs. Deborah says, I love your poems, some more than others, of course. Yeah, and of course, poetry is very personal, too. We're all going to have personal choices. Denise says, I have everything I need, and she loved Everything is Free. It gave her a feeling of lightness, and she loves the poems in our class, too. I agree with you, Denise. That poem actually did give me a feeling of lightness and freedom, too. So I like what you say about that one. Deborah's saying, I've looked for the water I have never drunk. Rebecca says, I do like the poetry. I find that they often have a sad aspect. I also drive a Toyota. Good people here, good Toyota people. Guess we like reliable vehicles that last forever. Rebecca, I agree with you. Poems do often deal with the sadder, more shadow sides of life. And I have to tell you, when I choose for yoga classes, it often takes me a long time to find poems because often they can be really depressing and really sad. And it takes me a hard time to find ones that speak, like I try to choose ones that speak to the more, I like nature ones. I like ones that are more spiritual. And I like ones that speak to the more uplifting aspects of life. So believe it or not, I'm really trying to choose those ones. Deborah says 6 to 7 is a sweet spot once she's parked her Toyota. Good, I love that. Marquetta loved the Everything is Free poem. She melted into the earth and felt expansive upward and outward. And she liked the opposites in that one. Tanya liked the Pema Chodron quote, because we are already perfect. Axel liked the Everything is Free poem too. Anissa's Toyota is 26 years old. Yes, love it. Okay, thank you everybody so much for being with us today. Thank you for the discussion about poetry. I'm so glad. It sounds like the Everything is Free poem got the most votes for love, and the Toyota one got the most votes for interesting, even though it might not have been a favorite. So that's kind of cool too when a poem does that as well. Thank you so much for being here. It was a delight to practice with you today. I'm sending you that love again from British Columbia. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week for a brand new series, which I will be letting you know about in the community tab this week. So watch out for that. Namaste.